Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? Oh, where am I? There I am. Oops, a bit close up there. Hope you can hear me well. I'm miles away from the microphone. I finally worked the microphone out and why it was so quiet. Okay, how you going, Alex? And I'll be away on Tuesday of this week because what me and my daughter are doing helping my mum and dad move their house is it's only me and my daughter and we're doing one room at a time every week. Okay, until they sell the house, then we're moving quick. But yeah, this Tuesday I won't be around. My Tuesday, your Monday, possibly. Hey, Alex, how you going? Deb, how you going? Deb Jones, how you going? Dee Lee, how you going? Shannon, how you going? Who else we got in here? Carl, how you going? Dee Lee. Nisi, SW. J1. How you guys going? I hope you're doing well. It's pretty interesting. Dana, how you going, Dana? This is probably the only way I can see Australia. I'll have to take you on a walk through the bush. Here in Australia, it's lovely. Okay, so we've got a bit of news. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. In fact, I've bookmarked more than that. Hang on. Just let me refresh it because I'm sure there's more, and there is. Okay, Riley Gaines said Trump just appointed the first ever female chief of staff. Incredible. But wait, I thought he hated women, especially strong, intelligent ones. Wrong, you've been lied to. A lot of people, look, in other countries are believing everything they hear about Trump. And they don't like him because the TV told them to. American as said, oh, hang on, I'm not sharing the screen with you, am I? That would help. So, yeah, that was Riley Gaines that said that. Trump just appointed his first female chief of staff. American as fuck said millions of liberal women are shaving their heads to protest Donald Trump. What exactly does this accomplish? I have no idea. Do you? There's music behind this, so I can't play it, but and I've worked out the why you can't hear the screen, and that should be fixed as well. But I can't play this one. What exactly does this achieve? You know what? I don't know. I've got no idea. They're cutting off their own nose to spite their face is all I can think of. Okay, leading reports said breaking. Prop 314 has passed, granting the state of Arizona the authority to jail and deport migrants who've crossed the border illegally. The new law allows local police to arrest undocumented migrants, and a state judge can order their deportation. There you go. Boyce Watkins, PhD, Wealth is Power, said this is the first of many lawsuits. And is this another one, music behind it? I'm going to find out. Ready?
As a corporation, under the Kansas Consumer Protection Act, seeking enhanced civil monetary...
I know what this is about. Sorry. You know the COOF? Yeah, that one there. They're getting sued now. Okay, for forcing. Okay, John Ruddock, MLC, said first foreign leader to visit President-elect Trump, President Milei of Argentina. Good on him. They've all been contacting him. We the people said there's another reason Trump is so quiet. Has anyone noticed? Something is up. I think I might know. There's a few people in here that have ideas of what this is and what's going on. Okay, Miss Madeline said Albanese is a traitor here in Australia, our Prime Minister. He's quite apparent he's given very specific list of orders and laws he must implement before the end of his term. He knows he'll be a one-term government. Our once great country has had the rug pulled out from its feet, whilst the PM has set the stage for the country's planned demise. Albanese has succeeded the globalist agenda and miserably failed all Australians. And Dutton's also a traitor because now Peter Dutton has written to the Prime Minister promising full federal coalition of support to not only help see the social media ban legislation introduced to Parliament, but they will also provide unanimous support to help get it passed through. So both our two parties go the small ones, throw a wrench in the works, a spanner in the works. Sorry. Yeah, a spanner, not a wrench. There you go. Throw a spanner in the works, vote all small parties. The Libertarian Party of Australia, the Pauline Hanson, the United Australia Party, all of them, except the two main ones and the Greens. Please don't vote for the Greens, whatever you do, or we'll be in bigger trouble. Alexandra Marshall said almost every recorded social media bullying incident that led to physical harm or death was perpetrated by school peers. Most was conducted with the knowledge of parents and teachers. The problem is not social media. The problem is a social situation and lack of discipline within the school system and at the home. Banning social media will only isolate people and cut off access to knowledge. It won't stop school-age bullying. If anything, it will make this bullying more difficult to prove, because they won't have a record of it, written record. It'll all be he said, she said. Green Lives Matter said, so let me get this straight. Trump has the greatest administration ever assembled, and they plan to end the Fed, release the Epstein-Diddy list, end men and women's sports, use the military to destroy the cartels, cleanse Big Pharma, Big Food, massively downsize the corrupt government bureaucracy, expose the CIA, FBI, and release the JFK files once and for all, and people tell me that the best isn't yet to come? Wait and see. Anon said, when I say we completed our mission, I'm not saying it's over. No, it's not over yet. I'm just saying we've completed the mission that a certain board recruited us for. The day Trump was announced as the winner as the marker, 6th of November, 5th, 6th. We still have to get inauguration day, but after that, everything we've put out over the years will be a soft landing for the normies that wake up. Everything is already mapped out for them, and when they just finally decide to look. Some anons will continue to be the news and some will retire, but none of us will ever stop being an anon. Even the ones that decide to retire will still be there to help the people they cross paths with in real life. Another huge wave of awakening is going to happen over the next few years. The seeds we've planted will get a lot of water and light. People will see the things MSM said don't come true. Exactly. Charlie Kirk said 3 days since Donald Trump's historic landslide, and already the EU wants to buy American natural gas to avoid Trump's tariffs. Putin says he'll sell Russian oil in US dollars. Hamas is calling for peace. Zelensky held a private phone call with President Trump and Elon Musk. Mexico broke up a migrant caravan headed for America. Nature is healing. Very, very good. Where am I? Hang on. Now, what's happened to my head? Where am I? Should I be here somewhere? Yes, there I am. So you arrange these... Oh, wow. Okay, I just learned something. Sorry, guys. Okay, Matt Wallace said they're lying to you about the Trump assassination attempt that just happened. I'm going to expose everything. Did another one try? I wouldn't be surprised because of the things they've been saying. And yes, they are painting over Kamala's face wherever that is. And couldn't be happier to be unburdened by what has been. How about you? Let's Go Brando said, concession speech. What part of this is a movie do you not understand? All these cameras here have the White House, the front of the White House. It's not Kamala. This one has the White House. This one has the White House. And this one has the White House. None of them have Kamala on the screen. Let me tell you right now. I think she had fake audiences. What do you reckon? I really do. Senator Matt Canavan said if you're obsessed with how the election of a certain US president will have a massive detrimental impact on Australia, you're asking the wrong question. And this goes with what Tim Eyre said the other day too. The right question is, how have we allowed the situation to develop where Australia is dependent on the results of another country's election? If true, we are a dependent nation without sovereignty. That result should be a cause for national embarrassment and deep self-reflection, and it's true. We need a new Australian independence movement that brings back Australian self-sufficiency and sovereignty. And that's why I was saying, with Albo buying something American the other day, I was saying, well, we should be doing it ourselves. What is wrong with us? We have the resources. What is wrong with us? It's our government. That's what's wrong with us. Elon Musk said, huge thank you to everyone who supported this platform and our mutual quest to support freedom of speech. Thank you very much. Red Pill Bot said, is there anyone that didn't even take one PCR test over the last 4 years? Not one. Not one. No one's shoving anything up my nose. Thank you very much. I have enough sinus issues without that. Okay, Drogo said, the world is starting to realise that the bored people were right. That letter of the alphabet. They're starting to realise we were right. Wait until they find out. A bit further down the track, I think, still, but yeah, they'll find out. Old Soldier said, our relationship with the US is almost exclusively because of the frequent interaction of our military forces. Politicians come and go, but the military have a long memory. In Afghanistan, I recall the US commanding general saying at a conference that he never wanted to go to war if the Australians were not there. He was astonished what we could do with limited support. Very, very interesting. And I'm all for supporting each other's countries, but I just think Australia should stand on its own 2 feet and manufacture stuff here. That's the same way America's going. Same thing. Malcolm Roberts said Albo will let children under 16 take puberty blockers, but he says they're too young to watch YouTube. Okay. Yeah. No, this is not about 16-year-olds. This is about censoring the internet for the rest of us. McAmia said last night, listening to a live stream, there was discussion in relation to the mis- and disinformation legislation. One of the discussions was around trying to get amendments into the bill. Absolutely fucking no. Scrap the lot, no amendments. We're either free to say what we wish or we're not free at all. It's that simple. No way. Don't let them put... Oh, God. Getting amendments in there. No. Mr. Poole said breaking. 10 days. Storm's begun, day 2. Certainly, here's the context reordered as requested. Content reordered as requested. Okay, I might have to do that on Rumble, as well as the other video that I have about the coof. Silence is deafening and the clock is ticking. With every passing second, tension mounts. We're on day 2 of what many are calling those 10 days, and there's no turning back now. President Trump's eerie radio silence since election night has only added fuel to the fire. This is no longer a matter of speculation. It's a countdown to something massive, something meticulously planned, and something that promises to shake the foundations of everything we thought we knew. This isn't just another conspiracy theory. It's a signal to brace ourselves for impact. Trump's first day of going dark was November the 5th. Delta drop 88, November 5th. Military operations. Those days of darkness aren't some trivial rumour circulating online. No, this concept's become a rallying cry, a warning of seismic shifts brewing just beneath the surface. For those watching closely, these days represent a deliberate shutdown, a purposeful blackout that is anything but ordinary. It's a time of forced silence, when key players are nowhere to be seen. Information is withheld and every word becomes a potential clue in a deadly, serious game. The silence of President Trump on platforms like Truth Social, X and Telegram isn't just a passing coincidence. Since election night, not a single post, not a single tweet, nothing. The silence is louder than any speech, more deliberate than any press release. Something's happening behind the scenes, something so potent that demands a wall of silence. If this isn't the beginning of those 10 days, then we're in the middle of something even bigger, something so vast that no one dared to warn us. But those who are watching, they're seeing it, and they know this is just the beginning. Shut it down, the chilling warning days before silence fell. Do you remember that? Was it Vivek that said it? I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, I remember reporting it. 3 days before election night, President Trump delivered a foreboding message. They're going to shut it down. He didn't mince words. He didn't soften the blow. He gave us a direct warning, a plain as day, but with a haunting vagueness that made the hair on the back of your neck stand up. What did he mean? What was he preparing us for? How much of this can I read? Can I read it all? Take this all with a grain of salt, by the way, guys. Everyone and everything that I say is not true until proven in a court of law. Sorry about that, but, you know, sometimes that's how it has to go. Why am I so low here? Hang on a sec, guys. Okay, I'm a bit higher now. A little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to try. Okay, some interpret shut it down as a sign of impending information blackout, a systematic removal of access, or even the deliberate collapse of communications. Others see it as a hint that something massive is about to break, something so shattering that the only solution is to put everything on pause. This isn't just a phrase to toss around lightly. This is a calculated statement designed to leave people wondering, questioning, and most importantly, bracing. This warning was no accident. It wasn't an offhand remark. It was a flare shot into the dark skies, a signal to those paying attention to get ready for a storm. What exactly is being shut down? The media? Government operations? Or could it be that we're on the cusp of a worldwide reveal? Something so shocking that every institution, every narrative will be forced to confront it. It's coming, and this silence is just the calm before the storm. Dive into day 2 of the 10 days, an intense countdown shrouded in mystery and speculation. As President Trump's silence looms large and cryptic messages surface, we break down each clue and countdown detail, building toward a fateful 15th. Are you ready to follow the crumbs and confront the truth? Buckle up, this journey through darkness is anything but ordinary. And someone said Mr. Poole is full of shit. DJT posted 10 hours ago on Truth Social. There you go. That's why I said take it all with a grain of salt. Nothing is true until proven so in a court of law. That's my disclaimer, and I'm sticking to it. Sugar Pie, aka it'll buff out. So the judge for the 2020 selection case just ordered all evidence to be unsealed this Friday, 11/8. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. So you got that. DOQ said, think logically. If you truly believe this is a military op, then you must also believe over the last 4 years was set up like a sting operation to some degree. You would also believe the military has identified all credible targets and threats. You would also believe that the bad actors have either been replaced or are currently being watched like a hawk watches a mouse. If you believe all this but you're wondering why it's so quiet, maybe you should stop wondering. When was this? 2019. In 6 years, they all go bust. 2019. There you go. That's the press he's talking about. Okay, we have Crystal Mitchell. Hey, Channel 9 News here in Australia. What kind of new hilarious fresh craziness is this? We are reporting murderers on their vaccination stance now? You absolute crackpots. Fancy that being your headline. And you wonder why people laugh at your demise. You are the literal embodiment of this pic. Pic is in the comments. Yep. What did they say? Anti-vaxxer jail for 24 years for murdering wife, then guiding daughter to the body. Oh, dear. That's hilarious. Whether you're vaxxed or not has nothing to do with murdering someone. If you murder someone, you know, you got to go to jail. I bet you the person wasn't either. Real as Patriot said, my explanation of what is happening right now with Trump's silence, other than the period of time from when Trump was kicked off Twitter until launching Truth Social, he's never gone a full 24 hours without posting. Anyone who follows him closely noticed he was quiet midday yesterday. We're closing on 48 hours. Well, that's been debunked, hasn't it? Have I got Truth Social on here? Hang on. I'll find out. Go. That's not it. That is. Hit the wrong button. Am I logged in? Yep, I'm logged in. Okay. Where is he? 17 minutes ago he posted. 5 hours ago. 5 hours, 7 hours. 19 hours, okay? So it's pretty easy to find out. Anyway, this person also believes it's the 10 days, even though Trump's posting. Billy Joe Cactus said, Hamas, let's cease fire and end this. Russia, let's end this ASAP. Also, Russia will continue to recognise the US dollar. Germany, time for a new government. Well, all it took was an election to go the way it did to change the world. It shouldn't be this way. They should always look up to America and follow us, not have 4 years to do whatever they want, rape our country. Whatever happened these last 4 years should never happen again, ever. I agree. Christian Mag said women won't be able to have bank accounts. Women will lose the right to vote. Women won't be allowed to own land. Can somebody please tell me where Kamala voters are getting these bonkers ideas from? Yeah, people like Oprah Winfrey. I don't know if you listened to her. When she was talking for Kamala Harris being president. She said all this. So did Michelle Obama. Full of absolute shit, let me tell you, right now. But they believe it. Why do people believe it? I don't know. They're not looking at anything. They're just going, yeah. I don't know. Or they're bots. Insurrection Barbie said Jamie Raskin signalling he's not happy about Musk trying to hold the government accountable. Jamie Raskin seems to be concerned that Elon Musk has companies that are government contractors and that he wants to volunteer his time to make the government more efficient. He should know a lot about the things he accuses others of because he violated the Stock Act by not disclosing his wife's $1.5 million stock sale. Raskin doesn't want Elon to advise Trump about government waste, but he has no problem with Zelensky coming over every 6 months demanding taxpayer money. There you go. Cat Turd said, anyone else feeling the biggest sense of relief in the world right now? We're on the edge of losing the country forever and we all joined together and defeated the commies. God bless America. Definitely. Anita Laura said, I don't give a fuck about the misinformation bill, Albo. And all you other clowns, I will say what I like, when I like, and I'll be raising my daughter to do the same. Piss off and let someone else do the job of running Australia, someone more like Trump. Australians are calling out for Trump, a Trump-like person. Ben Ruffley asked, can Elon Musk buy Australia next? We need some serious help in this country. We do. Oh, dear God. Monday, they're planning on signing that dis and misinformation bill. If you watched yesterday, I put the link in for, what did I put the link in for? Oh, to send an email to all of our MPs. And today I signed something, and I didn't bookmark it, silly me, to stop the misinformation bill. Shadow of Ezra said the Trump effect, just 48 hours since his election win, appoints the first ever woman as chief of staff. The Taliban signals a wish to be removed from the terrorist list. Putin announces the West is no longer viewed as an enemy. Mexico discourages large caravans from heading to the US border. New York halts food vouchers for illegal immigrants. China expresses a desire for peaceful coexistence with America. European Union leaders announce plans to prioritise American gas over Russian supplies. Hamas calls for an end to the war. Bitcoin hits an all-time high. And the stock market soars to new records. There you go. Is this one... Hang on. If it's got no music, it's fine. Where's my volume here? Okay, I'll watch. Let me know if you can hear.
Donald Trump's not even president yet. Have you seen what's happened in the last 48 hours? The misogynist appoints the first ever woman to be chief of staff. The Taliban announced they want peace with America and to be taken off the terrorist list. Putin came out and said that Western civilization is not an enemy. Mexico has started securing the border in, of course, response to tariff threats. Saudi Arabia is kicking out all of their Hamas leaders. New York is cleaning up their illegal migrant crisis. Xi Jinping came out and said he wants to peacefully coexist with China and said that they respect American people. The European Union chief finally came out and said, hey, America, can we start buying LNG from you so they stop buying from Russian gas? Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously and Russia supports it. The Houthis are stepping back. The Hamas called for an immediate end to war. He's calling for term limits from Congress so that way people like Nancy Pelosi stop being forever members. Stock markets and crypto hit all-time highs. He sent Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton into depression. Because of all of this amazing news, white, liberal, ugly women are now refusing to have sex with men. America is in fact being made great again.
Whoops, caught sipping my cup of tea while it ended. There you go. Making America great
Donald
again.
Trump.
I'm envious now. I really am. I want to be in America, not here. Anyway, Malcolm Roberts said an amazingly wonderful duo and team, Trump and RFK Jr., with their vital three-pronged attack to restore health, restore integrity, restore data-driven true science. We need to get on board down under because Big Pharma have captured our Australian health agencies. Okay, let's have a listen.
Said that he would put you in charge of the public health agencies. What exactly does that look like?
Well, he's been very specific in what he said. He wants me to do three things. One, clean up the corruption of the agencies, particularly the conflicts of interest that have turned those agencies into captive agencies for the pharmaceutical industry and the food industry, the other industries that they're supposed to be regulating. Number two, to return those agencies to the gold standard science, the empirically based, evidence-based medicine that they were famous for when I was a kid. And number three, to make America healthy again, to end the chronic disease epidemic. And President Trump has told me that he wants to see measurable, concrete results within 2 years in terms of a measurable diminishment in chronic disease among America's kids.
USA, USA. Good stuff. Now where am I on the volume? Was that too loud? Maybe a bit loud. Okay. Melania Trump parody set breaking. Rep Jim Jordan is calling on the House to open an investigation into the original January 6th committee and issue subpoenas to Liz Cheney, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Kinzinger and Adam Schiff. Do you support this? Hell yeah. Definitely. Stephen said Australia needs a Trump-like person to create its own MAGA movement. Yeah, we don't have one. Like, we don't really. Pauline's the loudest one, kind of. She's still quiet. We need like a bull in the china shop, mate, who's going to run through and just not make a mess, but clean everything up, really. So maybe it's not a bull in the china shop, you know. MAGA Resource said Donald Trump has only been elected for 2 days and RFK Jr. is already working on making America healthy again. God bless him. Okay, let's have a look.
This is what most Americans innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way. Until the early 1990s, our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on Earth. Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease conditions as normal. But now, in 2024, we're finally waking up to this cataclysm and we're asking ourselves, how in the world did this happen? A big part of it is our diet. Restaurants that serve contaminated food are fined or shut down. But when it's the government that approves the poisons in our food, a few people get very, very rich, and the toxins end up in every supermarket aisle. Let me show you what I mean. Doritos, Cheez-Its, Cap'n Crunch, gummy bears. Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons, including a harmful yellow dye called tartrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for blast furnaces. It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings. A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads. But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD, hormone disruption, gene damage, anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries. Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine is heavily restricted in other countries. In some countries, foods with tartrazine have a warning label that it may cause ADHD in children. Today, it's made from petroleum, not coal tar. Either way, it's crazy to add this to your kids' favorite foods. It doesn't even change the flavor. This yellow dye isn't just in junk food. It's in the foods that we consider healthy. It's in everyday kids' snacks like popcorn, mac and cheese, fruit snacks. It's in sports drinks like Gatorade and so-called vitamin water. It's even added to chicken broth, to corn, to pickles, to mustard, and to yogurt. And so, of course, our kids get sick. And we lovingly feed them chewable vitamins, which have, surprise, tartrazine. And so the cycle continues until the coughs and asthma kick in, at which point you go to pick up some cough syrup. And yeah, you guessed it, tartrazine. I've been picking on tartrazine today, but that's just one of at least 100 chemical poisons that our health agencies allow into our children's food. I can make a video just like this to talk about Red 40, BHA, BHT, potassium bromate, chemical after chemical, and on and on and on. If just one of them can cause all of these problems, imagine what they're doing in combination. That has never been studied. If we took all of these chemicals out, our nation would get healthier immediately. We'd have fewer sick days. We'd have better focus. We'd have less anxiety. Our kids would learn more easily. We'd lose weight. We'd have more energy. We'd have fewer tumors and longer lives. It's not all dark. Over the past 16 years, the government has banned 8 chemical additives that cause cancer, genetic damage, asthma, and many of the other health conditions, as tartrazine does. And you know what's interesting? All 8 of those crucial steps forward in our kids' health were taken under President Trump. But the Democrats, who claim to be all about health care, have stood by watching other countries ban these poisons and make our kids sick, asthmatic, hyperactive, and depressed. They left them on every supermarket shelf in America. They even used your tax money to put them in your kids' school lunch. So their big food and their big ag donors probably gave them all that golden handshake and the big money hug. And their big pharma donors probably called them up and thanked them also, because now they're going to make billions selling Adderall, Prozac, and rescue inhalers. Enough is enough. President Trump and I are going to stop the mass poisoning of American children. Together, we're going to make America healthy again.
Well done. Very, very good. We have that food dye in our foods in Australia. I know that. Someone's got it down below here somewhere that I bookmarked. Blair White said, I almost felt bad for the Democrats melting down in fear because they genuinely believe Hitler just won. But then I remembered the worst thing that's going to happen to them is a better economy and less war, so they can fuck off, laugh my ass off. Hey, Paul, how you going? Who else have we got that's just joined us? Sal, how you going? Who else have I left out? Hey, MRE, how you going? Good to see ya. I've missed all your lives lately. They go in the middle of the night for me. Oh, dear. Who else have we got in here? I just want to make sure I say hello to everyone. Kachega Yowie, how you going? I think I've said hello to everyone. Paul, yep, okay, cool. Nathan Livingston, Milk Bar TV, said the Australian government tries to rush through the misinformation bill a week after the Coof inquiry report finds trust has been broken between Australians and the government. Nothing builds back trust like Orwellian censorship. Yeah, in case you missed it, Albo wants to gag us. If I do go missing from the internet, you know what's happened. And everyone says, get a VPN. I can't afford a VPN on top of everything else that's going on. Unless they start dropping the price of fuel and food, I can't do anything. Curry Lake War Room said a long-awaited Maricopa drop. Lake, 40,422, 57%. And Gallagher, 28,789, which is 40.88%. Very good. So let's have a look. I want to see what's going on here. They still haven't called these. Nevada with 96%. Donald Trump is on top, right? 96% is counted and they haven't called it yet. 78% in Arizona. Geez, they're only up to 78. They were 61 for ages, remember? Or was that 51? Donald Trump's on top by 6 points. Why don't they just call it? Anyway, there you go. Melinda Richards said this man's trying to tell Australians what to do, what to listen to, what to say, and how to live their lives. We become a nation of servants to 3 levels of government. We now pay public servants and politicians to lord over us. We've lost it. Yeah, this is the dimwit, Anthony Albanese, obviously years ago. The Other Side TV said, why are politicians acting like our parents? Let's have a listen to this guy. Who is it? I don't know. Okay, let's have a listen anyway.
Who the hell do Anthony Albanese and this clown, Tony Burke, and the entire bureaucracy in Canberra and the E-Safety Commission and all these creepy little people that want to tell you how to live your life and treat you like children, who the hell do they think they are? Who the hell do Anthony Albanese and this clown, Tony Burke, and the...
Sorry, it was playing again. I agree. Who the hell do they think they are? We pay them. Elon Musk said the Norwegian media lied to their people. They should join X to know the truth. Please send XCOM links to your friends in Norway. Peter Sweden said this is crazy. Phone helplines in Norway are being overloaded by people with anxiety after Trump winning the election. The media, the mainstream media has brainwashed people. Yeah, I'm not believing it. I don't know. Maybe they have, but yeah, propaganda. That's how it works. They freak out. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. parody said, who else is tired of seeing big pharma ads dominate every other commercial? America's truly sick from it. Australia stopped that years ago. They're not allowed to advertise. Well, I don't know, lately. Maybe they are. But they weren't allowed to advertise in Australia for years. America is truly sick from it. We're committed to cleaning up our airwaves and transforming our food system for a healthier future. MAGA plus Maha. Make America healthy again. Illuminati bot said Trudeau's net worth in 2020 was $10 million. Now at the end of 2022, it was $385 million. He makes $351,000 as PM. Where are his tax returns? I'm sure we'd all like to know. I'd like to know every politician that has become millionaires, how they got there, what their tax returns. Let's have a look. Fletch17 said breaking Trump administration and RFK picks Joel Salatin. Do you know how huge this is? The most famous farmer in the world. 15 published books. He had a farm and used his techniques. We had a farm and used his techniques. They were amazing. We will fix our farms and their lands. He will kick out Bill Gates and his GMO factory. He will help take back the farmland from China. It wasn't even 24 hours and Trump's new administration is making history and fixing our country. I feel a revival coming this world has never seen before and we're all here to witness it. God bless America and God bless Trump. Let's have a listen. Is there any music behind this one?
I don't know where you stand on politics, and this isn't a stance about the left or the right, but did you hear this? It's incredible. Regenerative farmer Joel Salatin just announced that I've been contacted by the Trump transition team to hold some sort of position within the USDA and have accepted one of the 6 advisors to the secretary spots. For those of you who don't know him, direct from his bio, Joel Salatin calls himself a Christian libertarian, environmentalist, capitalist, lunatic farmer. Others who like him call him the most famous farmer in the world, the high priest of the pasture, the most eclectic thinker from Virginia since Thomas Jefferson. Those who don't like him call him a bioterrorist, typhoid Mary, charlatan, and starvation advocate. And with a room full of debate trophies from high school and college days, 15 published books, and a thriving multi-generational family farm, he's as comfortable moving cows in a pasture as addressing CEOs in a Wall Street.
Uncomofo tipped $5. Test eagles, test eagles, test eagles. The third eagle was the extra test eagle.
Thank you, Shannon. Oh, God love you.
Business conference. Folks, this is huge. With RFK Jr. and Joel Salatin working on food quality and chronic disease, and Elon Musk and Ron Paul addressing government efficiency, this could be an interesting 4 years.
Definitely. Yep, GMO gone, Roundup gone, seeds from China gone, animals with billion shots gone, fattened cows with corn gone, grain-fed animals gone, etc., etc. Please read one of his books. There you go. That sounds good. Andy No said, all I did was repost your public statement. Molly Flynn said, if you know a MAGA Republican Nazi, hurt them, punch them, fight them, harm them, make them hurt. Because they are Nazis, they are awful human beings and they deserve to be taken out. Now she said she's been bombarded with death and rape threats from thousands of Nazis due to a targeted harassment tweet from the fascist Andy No. And everyone said, all I did was repost your public statement. And people are saying, well, maybe you shouldn't say that. Like if you read the comments, all I did was repost your public statements. You did issue a death threat against 75 to 100 million Americans, yet your feelings are hurt that some of them responded back to you negatively. Do you see a connection? John said, you're no victim, sweetheart. DQD said he just posted your own words, fuck stick. Miller Joy said, good, it's just the beginning, hun. You can't say what you said legally. The crooked FBI doesn't contact you now. They will after President Trump's in office. Hope it was worth it. Queen Bob asked, this you? With the same tweet. This you? Digital Sass said, maybe don't call for violence against 74 million plus Americans while calling them Nazis. And Adrienne said, I'm not condoning people harassing and threatening you if that's true, but can you think of anything you did that may have been the antecedent? It's pretty logical belief to think you can post something this appalling and expect no consequences. Eat My Shorts said, trying to play the victim, eh? Reap what you sowed, dumbass. And someone asked, which I was looking for, proof. Have you got proof? Yep, there you go. So, but anyway, yeah, people are getting what they, I don't know, they're getting triggered over what they asked for because they said something. Oh, no. Okay, let's go through it again. Sorry, guys. If you get motion sickness, look away now. Where am I? Oh, yep, I went past that one. Trump doing his dance, RFK Jr. Okay, we're getting close. There we go. Anywho, Warner said, imagine for a moment this young man was still with us and had an account on X. Funnily enough, Seth Rich it is. That's if you're wondering who it is, Seth Rich. He was worked for the DNC and he was a whistleblower in the end. Leaked a few things to WikiLeaks via a thumb drive. It was not a Russian hacking thing. And funnily enough, I think he might still be alive because if anyone's watched the interview with his parents, it's very strange. They seem to be smiling and smirking and smiling, and it's very weird. Okay, the only conclusion you can come to is that they're not sad, so maybe he's not gone. We'll find out, I guess. Ollie London said Elon Musk's estranged transgender son Vivian says he'll leave the US following Trump's election. I've thought this for a while, but yesterday confirmed it for me. I don't see my future being in the United States. Even if he's only in office for 4 years, even if the anti-trans regulations magically don't happen, the people who willingly voted this in are not going anywhere anytime soon. Musk responded to the New York Post article announcing Vivian's plans to leave America, saying, "The woke mind killed my son." Oh dear. I feel sorry for Elon. Okay, yep, there's nothing more painful than losing a child, exactly. Brad said it's no more left versus right, it's Australians versus totalitarianism. When the government boot is on your throat, whether it's a left boot or a right boot is of no consequence. The Liberal Party has said, we welcome the Prime Minister's support for the coalition plan to set an age limit of 16 for Australians to access social media. The Liberal Party, okay, so both our major parties are cactus. Cactus here means gone, finished, over, or tired. Yep. Because sometimes I say I'm cactus when I'm tired. Travis said, my sister sent me this from Vegas. Daddy's home. Oh, dear. David Curtin said corrupt science 103 out of 302 UK temperature monitoring stations do not exist. Net zero is a scam and a hoax, and we're paying for it through the nose here in Australia because our government is so friggin' corrupt. I'm not going to say they're stupid because they're not. They're corrupt. It's corruption. It's not stupidity. Julian's Rum said the fraud that's currently taking place in Arizona may be the key that opens the floodgates to 2020. Because they're trying, I'm sure. They haven't called it yet, and they should. What was Arizona? It was 90... No, it was 78%. Oh. It was Nevada that was 96. Yeah, Arizona's still only at 78%. Taking their time. They're trying. Got to give them that. See, Reasons said, I agree 100% with this. Who else agrees? Retired people should be completely tax exempt. They have already paid their dues, and I agree with that. They should never have to pay tax. Rothman said, real progress. Department of Health in 2021, the Department of Health of 2025. Look at the difference. You've at least got people who look healthy, right? Compared to, I don't even know what this is, okay, anymore. I'm not feeding a delusion. Ryan Fournier said, I just received a call tonight from trusted DC source that said the Bidens both voted for Donald J. Trump. Can anyone else confirm this from the outside? I don't know. But hey, I've heard Biden is not acting so slow anymore. Very interesting. Giordano Bruno said, Tom Hanks said he's left because of Trump, but some suspect it's because he's on the Epstein and Diddy lists. What do you think? Tom Hanks has left the USA. I hope he's not here. Don't come here. Please don't come here. We don't want him here. Andrew Tate said, see ya. Okay, see you what? Is there any music behind this one?
In fact, I have a long list here of all the people who said they were going to leave America if Trump wins. Let's read out all these names.
There is. So what I'll do is, I'll just read it. Alec Baldwin, fuck off. Whoopi Goldberg, fuck off. John Legend, fuck off. Chrissy Teigen, and his stupid 304 wife, who's a terrible person, can fuck off too. Robert Reiner, fuck off. Barbara Streisand hasn't had a song since 1931, and she can fuck off. Nancy Pelosi, fuck off. Hillary Clinton, most evil woman in history, fuck off. Megan Rapinoe, fuck off. Tom Hanks, fuck off. The only thing you ever did good, Tom, was play a retard. No coincidence. Amy Schumer, fuck off. AOC, fuck off. Lady Gaga, fuck off. Taylor Swift, Bill Gates, Jane Fonda, Madonna, could all fuck off. Mark Ruffalo. Why don't they choose to be Incredible Hulk because clearly a little pussy, fuck off. Kim Kardashian, fuck off. Bruce Springsteen can fuck off. George Clooney can fuck off. Hunter Biden, he doesn't even know what fucking day of the week it is, but he can fuck off anyway. Roper can fuck off. Robert De Niro can fuck off. Samuel L. Jackson can... I used to think you were cool, but I'm afraid now you have to fuck off. Miley Cyrus, Travis Kelce, Bobby Altoff, oh my God, Talib. Who was the other one? Stormy. Hang on. Rashida Tlaib, Stormy Daniels, Anthony Fauci. We don't want you here, Fauci. You're a fucking liar. All of you can fuck off. George Soros can fuck off. Eminem can. Ellen, Sean Penn, Sharon Stone, Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee, Bryan Cranston. Imagine going from Walter to Liberal. What? I can't keep up. Fucking dickhead, fuck off. Billy Joe Armstrong can fuck off. And Bono drive his car off a cliff. That's the list of people who I would kicked out anyway. So fuck off, that's the list. People we don't want in America. Anyway, so get the fuck out of here. See ya. Oh, did I do well? They can all fuck off. And don't come here to Australia either. Fuck off from here. Okay? No more. MJ Truth Ultra said California was called for Kamala Harris as soon as the polls closed. As of last night, California has approximately 5.4 million more votes to count. How long until they finish counting and discover that Donald Trump won the state? That would be funny as. Leading reports said breaking. Trump says he's already spoken with 70 world leaders since Wednesday. He's been busy. That's why no one heard from him for a while. AKA said only one person is happy in this picture. It's Joe Biden. Some say he's happy about Trump winning. Nathan Livingston, Milk Bar TV, said Australian PM Anthony Albanese, dickhead, says people hide behind anonymous accounts online because they're too afraid to say what they really think of him to his face. Really? Because if he was in front of me, I'd tell him what I think of him. I wouldn't be able to hold back, actually. Seriously. Come here, Albo. I'll tell you exactly what I think of you face to face. Do you really want that? Nathan Livingstone said Australian Prime Minister has asked what he would do if he was the dictator. He answered, ban social media. Keyboard warriors can anonymously say anything at all without any fear. Dictator Albanese is getting his wish with the misinformation bill. The opinionated black woman auntie said, well, colour me shocked. The UK government caught inventing climate data from 103 non-existent stations to push the net zero agenda. There's the king and Starmer. King in his own mind. Donald J. Trump News said, do you think that BLM and pride flags should be banned from classrooms? Yes, I do. The only flag that should be in there is the American flag, if you're in America, the Australian flag if you're in Australia, and only one Australian flag, not all these other stupid flags that don't belong. Save Our Streets said, hey, Albo, please bring the federal election forward. All Australians really, really, really want to thank you and vote you back in. No, really, trust us, we wouldn't lie, just like he wouldn't lie. Jerry Hoogland says, so here's one of those wankers in Canberra I haven't thought about. What happens when special needs kids who rely on certain social media tools to communicate or learn? My special needs daughter is a gifted photographer and her sister is set up with an IG account just for that reason. She has limited speech and this platform gives her a gateway into a social space that can be shared with others who also do photography. Now, I'll give this as an example because she's over 16, but there are plenty of young ones like her. Bet you imbeciles haven't thought further than your holier-than-thou ego allows. Betcha. It's going to fail. It's going to fail on them. The British Patriot said, do you support Nigel Farage being the next Prime Minister of the UK, yes or no? As an Australian, yes. I do. I do believe he's going to be the one to fix it. I know other people don't agree, and that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But I do think he's the one. I've been watching him for years, speaking up for UK. The people. Senator Babbitt said, politics has changed forever. The sound of freedom's in the air. People are sick of being bullied by self-appointed, self-righteous few who impose their luxury beliefs on the masses while they themselves are protected from the consequences by their great wealth. Common sense, leadership and freedom are back on the agenda. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon, in Australia. Australian Patriot said, go, Pauline. She's told him to piss off, her to piss off, her to piss off, and her to piss off. Let me go to Canberra. I'll physically remove these people. Seriously, I will physically remove them. Me and a lot of other people. Elon Musk said #1 news app in Canada. Doge designer, again, Breaking X is now the #1 news app on App Store in Canada. Wonder how my Doge is going. I'm going to have to check that soon. It's the only way I'm going to be able to afford property. So, bring it on. Migration Watch Australia said, good morning, it's Friday and Anthony Albanese should be fired. Immigration should be drastically cut. Thank you and have a good day. Disco Cat says, sorry kids, you can't WhatsApp your cousins in England anymore because Albo wants you to watch more Love Island on Channel 9. Brain dead shows. I haven't watched normal TV for years. I don't even know what Love Island is about. Is that one of those bachelorette bullshit shows? Farmer finds a wife bullshit? Big Brother bullshit? Ariel said the purge begins, ladies and gentlemen. No vouchers equals crime surge. No money equals crime surge. No food equals crime surge. No handout equals crime surge. Yeah, we'll see. Either that or they're going to go home. One of the two. It might happen. I'm not saying it won't. It might. It might. We'll see. But that's why were they imported in the first place? Not just for votes, I'm telling you now. One bad dude said, holy shit, this might be the best thing I've seen all year. Oh, yeah. And YouTube can't get me for this because someone made it up, okay? It's not a normal song.
I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole fucking place to the ground.
How did we get here?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Nice to meet ya. Having a little trouble with the fact I beat ya? I guess so. Music to my ears got me thirsty though. Ooh, good gushing. You done got me buzzing. Nothing hits the spot like an arrogant twat balling on TikTok. Raise a shot. Oh, I've been sipping. Nothing satisfies like the taste of the grass. They're flipping, tripping, quenching my soul, but I never get full. Bottomless glass, no empty cups. Bathe in the rain of pretentious fucks who don't listen. I listen. Pour me another Harry Sisson. I'm sipping. Good God, you're a touchy bunch. Fresh tears to wash down my lunch. Sanctimonious fruit punch. Lap up the juice of entitled country. Hating bitches. Drink it like fishes. Delicious. One of my favorite dishes. True chemo wishes. Grinning like Ulysses. Mega back in business. Oh, I've been sipping. Nothing satisfies like the taste.
Oh, I was just getting into it. I want to hear the rest of that song.
I swear to God.
Oh my God. Oh, and this. Oh my goodness, this made my blood run cold. I'm going to have to take my jumper off for this one. I'm getting a bit hot. That was a good song, that one. Hang on. This is amazing, this one. It's another song. An army lady singing over the banister. Now, ready? Mark Lewis said, I've watched this 3 times and I still can't get enough. Are you ready? Ready for the goosebumps? Ready? Ready? Ready?
What's so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It wasn't just her, there was another guy here and there could have been more. Goodness me. Oof. Yep, that's amazing. They're using the acoustics in there.
What's so
Is that the White House? Because they were using the acoustics inside. That was amazing. I love stuff like that. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Kai. Is it your birthday? Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Kai. How you going, Sherry? Conchega Yowie. I don't know if I said hello already. Oh my goodness, George as well. Hey. Wow. Happy birthday, Kai. Dr. Eli Davis said, remember footage of people collapsing and bodies of dead people on the streets in China due to COVID? Israel's Channel 12 investigation reveals they're all fake, made to incite fear. And who called it? Why did my channel get deleted? The first one? They call it medical misinformation. Okay. Can I play this one on here? I'll play it without sound. I don't know, because I don't know. It might be in Israeli language. I don't know. There's music anyway, okay? All this. Crisis actors. Okay? This guy, remember? Hands up, look, right before he falls. Oh, he caught himself hitting the pavement, you know? Because when you're dying, you do that. You don't, like, crack your head on the pavement or anything, hey? I remember I'm angry. I'm angry at YouTube and our government and whoever asked them to censor me. DC Drano said my top prosecution wish list. My goodness. Tony Fauci for crimes against humanity. General Mark Milley for coordinating with China behind Trump's back. Colorado SOS Jenna Griswold for election fiddling. AZ's Bill Gates and Stephen Riker for election fiddling. MI SOS Jocelyn Benson for the same thing, fiddling. New York AG Letitia James for abuse of power. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for putting infected patients into nursing homes. Joe and Hunter Biden for selling American influence to China and Ukraine for bribes. And who am I missing? Matthew Graves for targeting over 1,400 Americans who attended a legal peaceful rally. Christopher Wray and all the FBI field office directors who allowed their offices to be utilised as a private force for the Democrats. Fannie Willis for being repulsive to look at and using taxpayer funds to pay her unqualified lover. And disbar Merrick Garland and Jack Smith. There's a few they left out. Nancy Pelosi for stealing the House and J6. And this tyrant, Alejandro Mayorkas, Kamala Harris. Yeah, there's a few. There's quite a few. Clint Russell said, holy shit, I might actually be able to tell the truth on YouTube again. This will send shockwaves through all of big tech and the intelligence agencies. Let's have a listen. Let me, please.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis- or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis- and disinformation. The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence officials, there should be a 7-year cooling-off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data. Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely and receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose. The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
So if you've been censored and you're in America, you may get the right to, I don't know, get your channel back. Can someone adopt me in America, please?
If we don't have free speech,
I need to go to America right now. No, the mis- and disinformation bill will not get in the end, I'm telling you. Donald J. Trump News said, drop a heart if you're happy to see Melania as our FLOTUS again. I will follow you back. She's gorgeous. God love her. Absolutely beautiful. Elon Musk Daily Commentary said, should children be taught to grow food as part of their schooling? Yes, they should. They should be taught animal husbandry and growing food. They should. Polybars said, first they inserted themselves into the relationship between you and your boss. Next it was you and your doctor. Then they got between you and your children, and now this prick Albo wants to insert himself between your brain and your mouth. Tell him what we told him last year. Australia decides no. Francie Nancy said Bob Catter late last night spoke about the mis and disinformation bill and Australia's freedom. In relation to the US election of President Trump, he noted there's a hell of a lot of wokies in Parliament. You better start saying your prayers. You better start worrying, because there's no doubt that that was an election between the wokies versus the Americans. On you, Bob. Let's have a listen. One of our Australian politicians.
Now, tonight was the result of the election in the United States. And there's a hell of a lot of wokies in this place. Well, you better start saying your prayers. Well, they don't believe in God, so I don't suppose you could do that. But you better start worrying, because there was no doubt that was an election where the wokies versus the Americans. Now, there's an election coming up here, and you've already seen the results in Queensland. And I was working on those booths. Those people weren't interested in anything else except getting rid of the Labor Party. Now, if you want to know what the Labor Party was about, have a look at their last week in office. They passed anti-coercion laws. So if I raise my voice to my kids, watch out, that's coercion. I don't care what definition of coercion you want to use, legally or in the dictionaries. Coercion falls in the category, if you scream at your kids, or your wife screams at you, or you scream at your wife, that's coercion. So they passed a law to go into your house and decide what you can and can't say, and how you can and can't say it. That is the extent to which these people have destroyed our freedoms. The Government Home Affairs Department, and I have felt ashamed of being an Australian, but this one really made me feel ashamed. And the government has sat there and done nothing about it. They spat upon our Australian flag and said it can't be flown. What a government department. I mean, I'll tell you, the people that are running this country are the people living here in Canberra. And I don't want to be nasty, but it's a very small gene pool. If you've got to get the brains of a country out of 300,000 people who are inbred now over 5 generations of public servants, breeding with each other here in Canberra, and think that they know everything about everything and they can impose their will upon the rest of Australia, well, I tell you what, mate, you're in for a big shock. You're a big shock. And if you'd worked on those polling booths and you're a Labor supporter in Queensland, you would have gone home, visiting a certain place before you went home, because you would have been scared silly, and quite rightly so, because the people now are rising up in their righteous anger. They know that you're an Australian. They know you represent all the values that we fled from Europe to get away from. You know, Graham Connors in his magical song said, we sail the seas in search of freedom. And if you wanted to really look at what they were after, yeah, ostensibly it was gold, but gold meant freedom to them. They lived under a regime where rich and powerful people could tell you exactly what to do. They could take advantage of you if you were a young lady working as a maid in their big mansions. They could take advantage of you. They were running the world slave trade and the world opium trade. And they controlled what you could say and what you couldn't say. And that is why our forebears fled to Australia, to get away from that. And here it is coming at us again. But the Government Home Affairs Department has banned the use of the Australian flag. Well, my family, we lost a son in the First World War. We lost a son in the Second World War. So please excuse me for having strong feelings about the flag. And where it came from, what it's about, that's not the point. The point is, it is our Australian flag. And you don't believe in those values. If you don't believe in those values, for heaven's sake, leave this country, because you're not an Australian. You are not an Australian. And I am going to very aggressively, for all the years I've got left that Jesus provides for me, all those years I've got left, I will fight you, because, I mean, all my uncles and cousins and my father and everybody went out to try and defend Australia from being taken over and have all of our freedoms taken off us. And yet we now have a fifth column in Australia. Well, the Americans dealt with their fifth column in fairly rough justice. Now, ACMA is going to control what we can say and not say. Who are ACMA? I mean, who are ACMA? There'll be people selected by public servants here in Canberra, and they will be deciding what you can and can't say.
Disgraceful.
Now, tonight...
Oh, hey, Timmy. And hey, who else have we got? Eyes. How you going, Eyes? Good to see ya. Oh, God love you. So there you go. That's Australia. Bob Katter is standing up and yelling to a empty parliament, from what I can see. These people should be made to sit there and listen to this. Jack said, holy shit, Trump's Department of Defense Chief of Staff Kash Patel calls for the declassification of the Epstein and Diddy lists. All of Hollywood is about to fall. Let's go. Senator Babbitt said the only way forward is for all smaller parties to unite. Failure to do so will dilute the vote and ensure no new Conservative right-leaning federal parliament, members of parliament are elected. And I've said this for ages. All of the small parties need to get together and make one big party and watch everyone vote for them. Stormers Arrived said, Trump just posted this and I truly believe we're about to be blown away by what's going to happen to this country and the entire world, the golden age. Nobody alive has ever seen our country truly unshackled from the globalist regime. I don't think we truly understand what DJT means when he says make America great again, but we're about to find out. Get ready for the golden age of America. Craig Kelly said just as the lamps of freedom are being reignited across the world following Trump's victory, the Liberal Party in Australia and Day of Shame have joined hands with Albanese to extinguish them. Yet again, when it counted, they've gone to water. The Liberals have again cast aside individual freedoms and backed the Albanese's Orwellian plot to force all Australians to have a government-controlled digital ID to log onto any social media platform through the Trojan horse of protecting the children. What's the point of voting Liberal when it really counts? They really quickly throw in the towel and hoist a white flag. Looks like it's time to join the Libertarians because they're the only ones left to fight back. Yeah, because both of our major parties have decided that they're going to go through with the mis- and disinformation bill. I don't think it's going to win. I don't think it's going to get in. I think there's going to be too many people going, no, no. Philip Thompson, OAM MP, said this week I took a stand against Albo's misinformation bill, which threatens to control and silence Australians on social media. This is not just legislation, but a gag order on democracy itself. I'll defend every Australian's right to speak, debate and disagree online. And that's Philip Thompson. One Australia, what is it? Okay, Shadow Assistant Minister for Defence. 2018 Queensland Young Australian of the Year, wounded in Afghanistan, authorised by Philip Thompson, LNP. Okay, but they're... Okay, well, you're one of the only Liberals, mate. Where's the rest of them? Standing up. Laura Loomis said breaking Jack Smith is asking Judge Tanya Chutkin to vacate all remaining deadlines in his case against President-elect Donald Trump. As a result of the election held on November the 5th, 2024, the defendant is expected to be certified as President-elect on January 6, 2025 and inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. The government respectfully requests that the court vacate the remaining deadlines in the pre-trial schedule to afford the government time to assess this unprecedented circumstance and determine the appropriate course going forward consistent with the Department of Justice policy. There you go. Go away, Jack Smith. Libs of TikTok also shared this and just said, seems very normal and stable. That was the girl who was complaining about being inundated with alleged death threats and other things. I don't know what she expected when she put this up, though. If you know a MAGA Republican Nazi, hurt them, punch them, fight them, harm them, make them hurt, because she thinks they all should be taken out. Insurrection Barbie said to all the feminists pledging to withhold sex in protest of Trump's election, if you actually possess that level of discipline, abortion wouldn't have been your number one issue to begin with. Exactly. Black Betty said this would make I don't know why they're fighting for abortion. They're fighting for trauma to people. Why would you do that? I swear half of them don't have children themselves, too old to have abortions, but they're still fighting for it. Insane. So they're fighting then to the older ones, right, who have had kids and have grandkids and that. Are they fighting to get rid of their grandkids? Is that what they want? And to put their children through trauma of doing that? Black Betty said this would make so much sense. 3 days, 3 nights said the price for entertaining their club is the sacrifice of their firstborn male. For those that won't sacrifice, they can raise the male as a female. A trans child doesn't even know it's a form of sacrifice, thinks celebrity trans children, suspicious deaths, now you know. Sounds like a good explanation of it. El Donaldo Trumpo said get ready, and there's Barron. Gonna look like his dad. Sean Strickland said, I'm not fighting in Australia, we're thinking Vegas in March. I have a love for the Aussies, but I don't think your government likes me, which I take as a compliment. Good. Hate speech isn't real, and I'll always speak up for my kangaroo homies. Freedom! Thank you. Thank you so much. We all need to speak up. All Australians need to speak up. Contact them and just say, I don't agree with this. No. Russell Broadbent said, if you're feeling angry or overwhelmed about the government's unprecedented censorship and social media control bills, I want to assure you that I have your back. Stand up, speak up, and stay strong and optimistic. Truth and justice will prevail. And I agree. And I'm going to play this while I just duck out of the room for a second. Okay, hang on.
Hi, after a busy week in the Parliament, just finishing up, but this is an important message. The government's censorship and social media bills are not only alarming, they are a violation of our fundamental freedoms. I first became aware of the censorship and silencing by social media in 2021. Before that, I didn't know such a censorship was a thing. I could hardly believe what I was hearing. Why would a doctor's posts be removed for mentioning healthy eating, sunshine, exercise, ivermectin, vitamin C or zinc? Why would APRA threaten a doctor's registration for the so-called offence of promoting health and wellness? And then I started getting calls from people who'd been severely injured by the vaccines, whose own personal accounts were being removed by Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Why? Because in one way or another their posts were deemed misinformation. Well, to anyone who's been censored and who runs the risk of being ever more censored and now are feeling scared, angry or overwhelmed by this unprecedented tyranny and control, I say to you, I have not forgotten you. I have your back. But I also want to encourage you to stand up, speak up, stay strong and optimistic. We need a grassroots movement. An individual can do so much. I want to assure you that there's an army of people working in the background. Health professionals, educators, lawyers, science, academics, all of whom have an optimistic vision for our nation's future. They're exploring new systems and structures that will facilitate a healthy, well and vibrant nation, not squash censors and oppress it. But most important, the foundation of these new structures includes the restoration of your rights and freedom of speech. Like most of us, this growing army has learned the lessons from lockdowns and vaccine mandates and know that we must come together united and not bow the knee to government, tyranny, oppression and censorship. That's how I want to finish this week. Thanks for listening.
Okay, I missed most of that, but good on you, mate. I think that he's going to try and stand up for us as well, standing behind us. Mick Amias said, my 2 cents, make Australia great again. Let's fucking go. Okay, let's have a look. Just got music behind it.
Nope. If you love your country, you'll fight for your country. You will do everything in your power to ensure that these people do not hold a position of power come 2025 at the next federal election. You need to do what you need to do, and you need to make sure that you go to that box and you make sure you vote every single fucking one of them that turned against you. Turned against your friends, turned against your family and your loved ones. Do not forget. Make this country fucking great again. Make Australia great again. Let's fucking go.
There you go. Let's make Australia great again now. It's time. It's time for us. And I want to know who censored me in the first place. Was it the US government, the Australian government, YouTube, the medical, whatever, whoever's running that medical bullshit? Polly said, do you agree with Bob Catter's view that the people running this country and the majority of Australia's parliament consists of fifth-generation inbred wokies? Yeah, I do, actually. Richard Tice, MP, said President Trump's superb in taking on the net zero climate nonsense. No TV tonight, darling. The wind isn't blowing. Change is coming. Okay, let's have a look. This is a British MP, I believe.
One of the most urgent tasks, not only for our movement, but for our country, is to decisively defeat the climate hysteria hoax. The ocean is rising, it's rising. It's coming. It's within 300 years, we're going to gain 1/100th of an inch in the ocean and have a little more beachfront property. It's going to be a terrible thing. No, it's a hoax. The whole thing is it's so crazy. In the meantime, our factories can't perform. They want us to use wind, intermittent wind. Darling, I'd like to watch the president tonight on television. No, you can't. The wind isn't blowing, right? The wind isn't blowing. There's no television tonight, darling. The wind isn't blowing. And by the way, our house went down to about 30% of the value because we're near a windmill that makes a lot of noise, kills all our birds, and ruins the landscape. Other than that, it's a wonderful thing for the environment. These people are crazy. But they're radical climate people, and I don't believe they mean it. They can't mean it because it's too easy. They can't mean it. The radical left's fear-mongering about climate and our future is no longer just scaring American youth. It's destroying America's economy, weakening our society, and eviscerating our middle class. It's really hurting us. And conservative leaders, think tanks, and intellectuals must be fearless in calling out the lunacy of what you're seeing and what you're being led into. The world is not ending. Our future is not dying. We have to defeat the climate hoaxsters once and for all. You know, they said we only had 12 years to live. That was 4 years ago, remember? They said our country has 12 years. And that was like, I said, oh, what happened? What happened? They said, it's the climate. I said, really? Oh, that doesn't make sense. So that means we only have 8 years. That's ridiculous. The real problem is with nuclear weapons, we may only have 6 months. You talk about global warming, that's the real global warming, not the global warming hoax that they don't even use it anymore. They call it climate change. Remember, they used to call it global warming. The planet is warm, but that wasn't working out too well because a lot of places were extremely cool. So they were getting killed. They were getting killed. And then they changed it all of a sudden, climate change, because you can't miss on climate change. It can go up, it can go down, it can go 15 different directions. It's climate change, it's killing us. Now these people have got a lot of problems.
That's what they are. Me in the background doing all the...
One of the most urgent tasks.
Yep, we read that one. Joey Manarino said, unburdened by what has been. We are getting unburdened by what has been. Can Australia please unburden themselves from Anthony Albanese and the Liberal Party, please? Charlie Kirk said President Trump released his plan to dismantle the deep state. Now that he's president-elect, this is the most important 3-minute video on the internet right now. It's huge. What is this one? Is this one we've already heard, or we'll find out?
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. And corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every Inspector General's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
Oh, how I'd love to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. 'Cause I'm stuck in Australia and they want to censor me. Oh dear. Okay, anyway. DOQ said installing a fake Biden was the most brilliant shit I've ever seen. I can't believe we got to witness it. I'm sure I've got it down here somewhere. Senator Matt Canavan said we seem to have this rubbish in Australian food too. Why? Colour 102 is tartrazine, the thing that JFK was just talking about. Electrolyte drink, lemon lime flavour ingredients, water, sucrose, glucose, food acids, 330 and 331. Monopotassium phosphate, sodium chloride, flavour, colour 102. That's Gatorade, I believe. That's a bottle of Gatorade by the look of it. To me. And doctors recommend that as an electrolyte drink. Kobe Thatcher said a 27-year-old American who lives in Australia said he was forced to take a mental health day off work because Trump won. Imagine admitting this publicly. Can you imagine? Why, he's in Australia, he must love the government here, then. If he has to take a day off because Trump won. That's just weird. Libertarian Party said the Mad Bill isn't something that was demanded by everyday Australians. It's a scheme dreamed up by bureaucrats because their narratives are being challenged and they don't like it. Our weak politicians should have rejected the idea outright, but they won't. Kim here said between ages 9 and 15, my daughter used YouTube for the following. Learned how to play violin, learned guitar, learned piano, learned how to crochet, learned to bake, learned about France before she went on exchange. ALP is throwing a hammer in a leaky pipe. I don't know how they're going to do this. It's not going to work. Half the people will just get VPNs and say they're American. Just wait a couple of weeks, I'll have American flags all behind me. I'm not joking, I'm serious. I have just ordered a couple of American flags, one that says God bless the USA, one with an eagle on it, and a normal American flag. 3 of them I've just ordered. Why, it said, I'm convinced Americans wouldn't know tyranny if it raised their taxes, destroyed their economy, jailed political prisoners, had teachers tell their kids to sterilise themselves, protect human traffickers, gave all their money to Ukraine, flooded the country with illegals, and watched in real time as their bankers and politicians looted the treasury. I'm pretty sure most of them would, and did, the ones that voted for Trump. The rest I can't speak for, because I don't know. I don't know what's going through their little heads, their very minute little brains. Chad Prather said lawsuits disappearing, stock markets soaring, interest rates down in talks of Putin to end a war in Ukraine, ceasefire in Iran, Hamas calls for immediate end to war, China's optimistic and talking peaceful coexistence. Trump is a crappy Hitler. If that's what they can call him, he's pretty crap at being Hitler, okay? Which is a good thing. Gillian Dempsey said we really should be fighting a disinformation bill. It was dirty politics for the PM to introduce it to Parliament at a night when the rest of the world was looking to the US election. If you have to adopt sneaky behaviour like that, you know the bill is defective. My what? Problem with it is that it creates classes of people who can comment on things. Politicians, journalists and academics are carved out as the can comment. And everyone else in the cannot set is in the cannot set. To me, it's wrong to set up division in society between who can air their opinion and who cannot. Okay, this is really weird the way it's done. And who cannot. Don't say I'm bitter because I'm not a journalist, academic, etc. Because I'll get an academic appointment in a heartbeat if need be. Just because I think the bill is such a totalitarian piece of work that I would spend so much time commenting on cases. I would do cases against the bill if it's enacted on a pro bono basis, because I feel so strongly that the government should not be the arbiter of what is said to be true. I think that everybody should have the same right to comment on matters no matter who they are. Is this a lawyer? Whether they believe things that I think are cracked, such as that Nancy Pelosi is a reptilian alien or there are nanocarbon particles in vaccines that will track us. This is just, she's saying it's not true. She's just saying, this is for YouTube, it's not true. She's just saying whether they believe in that or not, they should be allowed to speak. Okay? That's all she's saying. She's not saying that is true, YouTube. If you stop people from saying this and you make them believe it more firmly, why else would you stop them? Finally, and most fervently, this bill is the Australia card. It's not there to help stop kids from being bullied online and setting 16 as the age they can start being bullied online, because it won't stop children from setting up text chains or email chains. And if you take away social media, they'll simply make their own localised and less visible social media. Further, if kids do go online and get bullied, it makes them criminals instead of victims. That's hardly conducive to them coming forward to complain about threats. Now, is it? Exactly. Okay, I don't know who she is. Hang on. Barrister at law, there you go. PhD in economics and commerce. Law is my profession, but maths is my passion. I'm a tourist in the uncanny valley. Well done, Gillian. Can I hire this person? Because I've been censored. I've been looking for someone to What did I do now? I jumped out of it again. Okay, look away if you get motion sickness for a minute or two, because I've got to scroll really fast down here to find out where I was up to. It's an hour and 43 minutes worth. Oh my goodness. I won't be going on to Rumble today, but what I'm going to do is I got to upload yesterday's YouTube video onto Rumble and today's, and I'm going to upload them on the Hev123 Truthseeker Rumble channel. It should go to both the user and the channel itself, from what I can see of other people's, okay? So I'm hoping that people who haven't seen me for a while and probably wondering where I am, that they get to see what's going on as well. And, I've been here the whole time. Jack said, holy shit, Trump's Department of Defense Chief of Staff Kash Patel calls... Oh, I already read that, didn't I? I'm still way down there. I'm getting close, but I'm there somewhere. Yep, there we are. Okay, Australians versus the Agenda said this community note is hilarious because it's true. Anthony Albanese said we're making 16 years old the minimum age for social media. Here's why. Community note says the PM is obviously using child safety as an excuse to force digital ID verification for users of all ages. Oh, that's a good one. Matt Wallace said, anyone else excited to never see Corinne Jean-Pierre again? I'll be happy. I'm sure most Americans will be happy not to see her again. She just lies. It's just lies. Matthew Camanzulli said, Anthony Albanese, we don't believe you, we don't trust you. Most of us think the job is beyond you. We're tired of being lied to and patronised by the government. Scrap misinformation and digital ID and stop pretending a social ban is about kids. Oh, do we have to? Let's have a listen to him because, oh, God.
I want to talk to Australian parents. We're making 16 years old the minimum age for social media. Too often, social media isn't social at all, and we all know that. The truth is, it's doing harm to our children, and I'm calling time on it. I've heard from mums and dads, teachers and counsellors, as well as young people themselves.
Bullshit.
They're asking for action to protect our young Australians.
Bullshit.
This is about giving children a childhood and giving parents peace of mind.
Bullshit.
I've got the support of all the state and territory governments to lead this change.
Bullshit.
The onus will be on the social media companies, not on parents or young people.
Why?
There will be no penalties for users. I want parents to know that we are listening and we are acting to deliver that positive change that will make a real difference. I want to talk to Australian parents.
I don't want to hear you again, mate. Not at all. Thank you. I don't want to hear you repeat what you just said. I call bullshit on the lot of it. He didn't talk to parents and children. The children would have gone, no, 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 no. And I want to see who he talked to. Show us videos, show us letters, show us whatever. I want to see because I call bullshit. Joey Mate said a very clear and simple message to the Australian government. Get the fuck out of our homes and our lives. We don't want to be told what to think, say or do by you. This is a reminder that you are public servants and not the other way round. There's little Hitler. There, that one. Oz Integrity said under attack from within. WEF President Schwab not long ago said we penetrate the cabinets of the government. Below the list of WEF compromised ministers who forced the mad censorship bill through the lower house today. They must be voted out. Here is a list of them. Mr Albanese, Dr Ali, I did read some of these the other day, but I believe there's more names in here now. Dr Ananda Raj, Mr Bant, Mr Bates, Ms Bellier, Mr Bowen, Mr Burke, Mr Burnell, Miss Burney, Mr Burns, Mr Butler, Mr Bynes, Dr Chalmers, Mr Chandler Mather, Ms Cheney. Have we got a Cheney here too, have we? Oh dear God. Dr Charlton, Miss Chesters, Mr Clare, Mr Claydon, Miss Coker, Miss Collins, Mr Conroy, Miss Daniel, Miss Doyle, Mr Dreyfus, Miss Elliott, Miss Fernando, Dr Freelander, Dr Garland, Mr Georgianus, Mr Giles, Mr Gorman, Mr Gosling, Mr Haynes, Mr Hill, Mr Husick, Mr Jones, Mr Kearney, Mr Coe, Miss C King, Miss MMH King, are they related? Ms Lawrence, Mr Laxale, Dr Lee, Mr Lim.
Deborah Richardson tipped $6.58. Thank you, Hev, for a great live of Trump winning.
Oh, God love you guys. You guys are legends, honestly. You and Shannon. God love yous. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I was very happy to spend the election day with you guys. We've got Miss McBain, Miss McBride, Miss Miller Frost, Mr B Mitchell, Mr R Mitchell. I'm wondering if some of these people are related. Dr Molino, Mr Newman, Mr O'Connor, Ms O'Neill, Miss Payne, Mr Parrott, Mr. Phillips, Miss Plibisek, Mr. Ray, Miss Dr. Reed, Mr. Ripacholi, Ms. Rishworth, Miss Roberts, Miss Rowland, Miss J. Ryan, Dr. M. Ryan, Dr. Scamps, Miss Scrimall, who knows, Mr. Shorten, Miss Situ, Mr. Smith, Miss Spencer, Mr. Stanley, Miss Stegel, Miss Swanson, Miss Templeman, Miss Thistlethwaite, Miss Tink, Miss Vakenu, never heard of them, Miss Watson Brown, Mr. Watts, Mr. Wells, Mr. Wilkie, Mr. J. Wilson, and Mr. Zappia. For anyone that I missed, there you go. Mikami has said, so are we doing this? Because if we are, I'm all with you. I'm with you all the way on this. Even if you're not, you're still in. Make Australia great again. Help. Mischief said President Trump shedding a tear as he saw millions of Americans supporting him. I love this picture. I have no words to adequately describe the respect and love I have for President Trump. He truly suffered for our entire country. I watched him with awe as he faced hatred and persecution. Thank you, President Trump. We love you. President Trump shed tears as he saw millions of Americans march to support him. I cried while looking at this picture. There you go. Linda said our side, she's speaking from the left, our side lost because of the intolerance of the tolerant left. If you don't see that, then we'll keep on losing. People didn't vote for Trump, they voted against you. They voted against your, if you don't agree with me, then you're my enemy mentality. They voted against your need to have an echo chamber or risk being cancelled. They voted against being attacked for a difference in opinion. They voted against being called pedos, racists, homophobes, Nazis simply for disagreeing with you. They voted for the right to keep you out of decisions for their children. They voted against having to walk on eggshells for fear of offending someone. I don't care who I piss off by saying this. Step out of the tunnel vision, have a civilised conversation with folks and take responsibility for your part in pushing people who are on the fence to go vote against you. And she said, here come the tolerant left to prove my point. There you go. Aesthetica? Joe Biden immediately losing his dimension, talking perfectly and looking 10 years younger after Kamala lost the election, will never not be funny to me. Either he secretly found a dementia cure, they purposefully spiked his meds to enact a coup, or he just executed the most brilliant long con in the history of politics. Alex Armstrong, Joe Biden addresses the nation. He has a real spring in his step, as if he wanted this result all along. No mention of Kamala. Full video here, let's have a look.
Face there, he's got his aviators on, traditional sunglasses. Joe Biden coming out, about to address the nation. He looks pretty perky. He's definitely had his Weetabix. Here he is.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you, please. Thank you. Good to see this cabinet and the staff together here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully.
Are you hearing this? Oh my God. No way. Like, we kind of knew he was putting it on. And who was that? Sal said Jim Carrey did a wonderful job acting as Biden. Wow. Okay. Mario Northall said Trump's plan European troops to enforce buffer zone between Russia and Ukraine. Trump reportedly plans an 800-mile demilitarised zone between Russia and Ukraine with British and European troops patrolling the area. Under the proposal, Russia would retain its territorial gains and Ukraine would agree not to join NATO for 20 years. Trump's team suggests that the US would arm Ukraine to deter future Russian aggression, but insists European allies bear the financial and military responsibility for the buffer zone. Zelensky warns such concessions would be suicidal for Europe. Well, I don't believe in Zelensky. Elon Musk said the senseless killing will end soon. Time is up for the warmonger profiteers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is true. So just take it with a grain of salt, okay? White Rabbit Podcast said Breaking Australia, the misinformation disinformation bill is a covert operation that will require a government-issued ID to log into X. That will be the end of this account, as I will not be getting any kind of digital ID social credit system, as it violates my human rights and privacy. So make the most of this account. It may end in 2025. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're not going to be able to do it. Elon Musk said the legacy media for you. Let's have a listen.
On this, are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage
No.
or that care for a miscarriage?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize removing an ectopic pregnancy?
No.
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
No.
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
No.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris, in a speech recently, said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, treatment for miscarriage is allowed under the law, and there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading, because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related, and so it's misleading to use that as an example.
It's not only misleading, but it scares women away from getting access to health care. And it leads women to not go get health care treatment when they desperately need it.
There you go. Because of their disinformation and misinformation, right, the people in charge, women are not going to get help when they need it. Matt Wallace said the digitapes are about to send hundreds of Hollywood A-listers to prison. Don't know what's going on there. Don't think I want to know. But anyway. Craig Kelly said, I was out at a shopping centre in southwest Sydney early this evening, and a bloke with a severe case of TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, recognised me and started yelling abuse and amongst other pleasantries shouting that Trump was a fascist. How does someone hold that opinion when it was the Democrats that pushed medical fascism by forcing people to inject things? And when it was the Democrats that colluded with the social media platforms to censor free speech, and when it's the Democrats pouring billions into foreign wars, what type of disinformation and propaganda had this person been subject to think that Trump is the fascist? Too much MSM. Yeah, exactly. Brainwashed. The Australian media have done a job on the people, let me tell you right now. I'm telling you, a lot of people are absolutely brainwashed. Australian, we know that he's going to help, the social media thing. Now we've got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Ian Miles Chong said the left is now doubling down on its vilification and demonisation of Trump and his supporters. AOC is now calling Trump a fascist who will use his power to jail her or worse. Does she have a guilty conscience? What has she been doing?
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives. We cannot give up. We now find ourselves in a time in history that has precedent, and we find ourselves, I believe, in a time where there are, let's say, peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilize to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism. And this is the era that we are poised to enter. Donald Trump has talked about turning the military on U.S. citizens that he deems his domestic political enemies. Authoritarians and people that he affiliates closely with and strongmen abroad, in regimes like that, it is not uncommon to jail political dissidents or legislative opponents.
Like what you guys were doing. Oh my God, and I noticed she has bags down here under her eyes. She's been crying, let me tell you. See this puffiness up under her eyes? She has been crying. I think someone's got a guilty conscience.
This is the world that we very realistically may be entering.
She's an idiot. Sorry, but she is. And I think she's got a guilty conscience. Mick Amias said misinformation proposed legislation will pass. What can we do? I've already done that. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. We're at the end of the news.
We are about to end.
Oh, shut up, occasional cortex there. Go back to, oh God, me on the screen while I read your comments. Oh my God. What a day of news. That was just me this morning. Hey, Michelle, how you going? I can only get back so far, so I'm going to go as far back as I can and read. Michelle App said, happy birthday, Kai. Conchega said, Zao, the White House has been empty since Trump first took office. Biden's White House was a film set. It's fenced along with Congress. They can run but won't get anywhere. Zao said, Mark Hamill for being a leftist twat should be on that list. There you go. Zao said, yeah, it'll get taken out very shortly. I can't say the other bit, Zal. Conchega said, Aldi time catches on Wumble. No, I won't be on Rumble today. I will tomorrow because I want to do a call-in show tomorrow. So hopefully Timmy and Alex can join us and call in and we can have a chat. And anyone else who wants to call in, hopefully we can do that tomorrow. Where was I up to? Alex said, yeah, I agree with that new anthem, George. Shannon said, Nancy the clairvoyant traitor Pelosi. Yes, exactly. Conchega said, Zal, rod of God incoming. Zal said, yep. Shannon said, different, Conchega. Zal said, I'm trying to think where in Australia will they hit. Conchega said, Zal, Simpsons have predicted the Opera House is going to explode. Oh no, who's doing what? George said, God Save the King is a boring national anthem, Alex. Yeah. Hey, Mrs. Out to Lunch, how you going? Mr. and Mrs. Out to Lunch. Fred and Donna, how you going, guys? Shannon said, Riverland, South Australia, I hope. I've had enough. Lol. SW said, Sydney Opera House is on the menu for a rod. Zal said, there's lots of tunnels under Sydney, not on any map. Conchega said, Zal, Canberra, Pine Gap, Mount Zeal, just for starters. Shannon said, Ballarat, isn't there tunnels under Sovereign Hill? Apparently there is, yes. SW said, Zal, they had some on Navy Base in Sydney, not on any maps. One went under the harbour. Had World War II military equipment in it, apparently. Shannon said, in Rod we trust. In God we trust. George said, the UK needs its own Trump, someone who cares about the British people. I honestly think Nigel Farage is the closest you're going to get, guys. J1 said, there goes elbow sleeves his misinformation bill. Exactly. I don't think it's going to get through because Trump's going to do that in America and they're going to want to follow the American rules, let me tell you. And I wonder if it'll have an effect here. I hope it does, and I don't think they're going to get it through. And then does that open up where I can sue someone for having deleted me in the first place twice already? And they sit on me and hold me down, and not literally, metaphorically. They sit on me and hold me down, hold me back and don't share as much, you know. As Al said, everywhere they're mining is suspicious. Maybe many of the time there's other reasons why they're being mined. Cheryl said, I'm dancing now. SW said, oh, hell yes, J1. Shannon said, who said men can't multitask watching the clip whilst reading the chat? D. Lee said, oh, there goes Harvard. SW said, I loved hearing this the first time. It really has cheered me up. And Deb J said, go Trump. Sal said, SW, yeah, I'm hardly surprised. I bumped into some blokes who'd been in the tunnels. J1 said, a storm is upon them, exactly. D. Lee said, this is great to hear from Trump. Yeah, so I would discount those 2 tweets that had 10 days of darkness, because that's not happening. I think we'll know when it does happen. Cheryl said, that's my president and that's why I voted for him, and that and so much more, MAGA. Shannon said, hell yes, Trump is making sense. George said, I'm multitasking now, skinning up a joint, drinking a beer and listening to Trump. And I said, Heather, hello, honey, it's Eyes. Sorry, my channel is gone. I hope you and your family are well, including the kitties. Yes, we all are well. SW said, I tried Zal, but felt like I was going to get in the bad books. They were full of orb spiders that were common on the base. I said, good morning, evening to Elle in the chat. It's Eyes. Love you all. SW said, spooky as. George said, does Trump ever take a breath when speaking? I don't know. He's like the Energizer Bunny. I don't know if you get those ads where you are, but we had an ad for batteries, Energizer batteries, that the bunny would go all the time and the others would all stop, right? He seems like one of those Energizer. He's got Energizer batteries in him. He just keeps going. Dealey said, oh, it's so good to see ya. Sherry said, I think Canada and Australia will become a part of America. I'm hoping so. Alex said, yeah, it's outdated and depressing. They've always looked down on us. It's time they were gone rubbing us blind, George. Deb J said, me too, Cheryl. Alex said, the school system was only designed to create obedient slaves. I believe so. Sal said, no means yes to Australian pollies. Yeah, it does, unfortunately. Sal said, look at the packed parliament to Kata's speech. Yeah, exactly, it was empty. Shannon said, funny that, Zal. Lol, yeah, nah, yeah. Eyes asked if Deb was not in. No, she's here somewhere. There she is, right underneath you. Where am I up to? Timmy said, hello, everyone. How you going, Timmy? Shannon said she was probably here, had to do a happy ending job. What? Shannon. Everyone's saying, hello, Timmy. Deb said, I had my daughter here last night. She's just left. Oh, God love you. I said, Deb, it's nice to see. My channel's gone, lol. Deb said, big happy birthday, Kai. Deb said, hey, my sweet eyes. Everyone's saying, hey, Timmy. Deb said, hey, Cheryl. Sal said, well summed up, Kata. A fifth column is indeed right. SW said, Bob Kata, go, boy. Shannon said, Timmy, you missed my donations. Deb said, yes, I've been looking for you, Eyes. Sal said, so did Hev, Shannon. Yeah, I got one. The Test Eagles one I got, Shannon. You didn't do another one, did you? If you did, I didn't get it. It didn't come through. George said, I don't see Eyes for some reason. Oh, no. That sometimes happens, though, on YouTube. You can't see other people, even you haven't blocked them and they haven't blocked you, but sometimes you can't see. I said, Alex, it's freezing where I am, just outside of Newcastle. What's it like where you are, mate? Dealey said, Catherine needs to call Trump. Deb said, Parliament's a joke. Oh, Kata needs to call Trump. Yes. Shannon said, the mad Kata. Dealey said, George, he's under the flat earth. He's under flat earther. Oh, maybe it's the name change. Yeah, maybe. Deb said, America gone, done, next Australia, we will get Australia in order to. Yes, we will, we have to. We've got no choice, we have to do it. Sal said, all about to be revealed about the nature of our reality and the cabal knows it. And SW said, hey, George, flat earther is Eyes. Yep, Zal said VPN. Shannon said, what's under Pine Gap? Flat earther said, George, it's Eyes to see, I'm under flat earther as my channel's gone, hope you're well, buddy. Alex said, yeah, the temperature has dropped a bit here too. I had to have the heater on. I also got a hot water bottle, but to be fair, I've used the hot water bottle all throughout the summer. Yeah, well, it's nearly summer here in Australia. Look what I'm wearing. It'll be warmer down the mountains, but like I'm sitting here in this really thick jacket. Dolores, how you going? Hello all, I made it live for a change. God love you. J1 said when the UBI comes in, people will jump at the digital ID. I won't be. I'd rather go broke. I'd rather get kicked out of my house for not paying rent because I won't be able to if the UBI comes in. Shannon said free speech or there is no speech, exactly. George said, okay, Flat Earther, I'm okay, thanks. How are you, mate? Alex said, so much for 2024 being the hottest year we've had for years. It's been one of the coldest in my opinion. Flat Earther said, Alex, no, not through summer. I have three water bottles, need to use them, lol. SW said, that's right, Alex, and what about the sea rising too? Deb said, I thought I was watching Mad Catter. Alex said, dip, not dripped, lol. Sal said, folks, there will be no inauguration. Shannon said, just cover yourself in catnip and then you'll have a cat coat for warmth and we'll massage you at the same time. Sal said, Pine Gap was a way station to process humans for off-world destinations. That's if you think we can get off-world, I don't know. Deb laughed at Shannon. Dealey said, Zal, they're definitely setting the stage up for no inauguration. Zal said, hope you all have your generators at the ready. I don't have a generator. Shannon said, thank you, Zal, a gateway. Alex said, I need the hot water bottle for my feet. They get freezing all the time and then my whole body gets cold and my feet are cold. Sal said, just wear socks to bed, Alex. Dealey said, Alex, same here, cold feet, cold body. Yeah, I get that too sometimes. Alex said, I reckon Barron will end up being over 7 feet. He's already 6'9" and still growing. SW said, Zal, that makes all those people who broke into there to see what was going on a bad dream. Dealey said, get him some socks now. Getting some socks now. Deb said, yes, and Barron is still young. Shannon said, there's a reason old folks' homes have sunrooms. We're getting old, folks. Shannon said, the Red Baron, not so much, but he outlived Snoopy with dog years and all. Oh, you wait till you see what I've got from my mum and dad's. I've got Charlie Brown, little book. I have, what else do I have? Starsky and Hutch book. Oh my goodness, you just see all these things. I went there and I got it all sentimental and said, I'm taking them. So I'll have to get them for next time. Okay, I said people in the chat, sorry about the caps. You can read it better than loony left across the earth have been having meltdowns because Trump won. I've seen many videos, pathetic. Alex said socks are even worse. They seem to keep my feet cold, so I rarely wear socks. I apparently have bad circulation because of my leaking heart valve murmur. I can suggest something for that, but it depends on whether you want to do it or not. You know, exercise works. It does to warm you, get your blood pumping through your whole body. I know because I have the same thing, and when I exercise, I don't get that as bad, anywhere near as bad, actually. Deb said, I've been enjoying the TDS from all the delicate people of the world. Shannon said, Alex has icy feet of death, lol. Deb J said, Alex moved to Florida about 75 degrees Friday night. Deb said, you all need ginger tea, helps cold feet. Sal said, Western Australia, no humidity. George said, Trump makes me laugh. Dealey said, I love Trump's boldness. Shannon said, yeah, stick your foot up a Shannon, I'm a ginger. What are you saying here? Deb said, game over for the old, bring in Trump. J1 said, there goes Bowen's Green New Deal. Yep. When America steps out. See, that's why I've got to watch what Trump does, especially with the censorship, because it won't succeed here. It will not at all. Alex said you should get yourself a nice hot water bottle. I have one of those long ones and I love it, so cosy, Dealey. Deb said, sounds great, Deb J. Shannon said you can only use gingers for foot warmers, not shoes, because they have no soles. Thanks, Shannon. Thank you very much. Deb's had a message retracted. Are you saying I don't have a soul, Shannon? SW says, bloody hot place, Alex. It'd be a rude shock to what you're used to. You could acclimatise in Tassie and then move north. Haha, like in the old days. Alex said, I think I'll stick to the hot water bottle, lol. Dealey said, Alex, my dogs used to lay on my feet and keep them warm, but they can't jump on the bed anymore. Aww. Do you know you can get little steps for your dogs to get up on the bed? My mum had one for her little dog who could no longer jump up on the bed. So they got him a little step to go up onto the bed. It's so cute. God love him. Shannon said Australia has a hot, dry, dusty red centre just like Julia Gillard. Fair enough. Shannon said it's pronounced hot water bottle. Hot water bottle. Flat Earth said Alex is Hev going on Rumble after here. Not today. Tomorrow I will be. George said my cat likes to lay on me and fall asleep. Yeah, and they're little hot water bottles. Deb said, yes, I love my hot water bottle. I have a wheat bag, but my hot water bottle lasts much longer. SW said, Dealey, it's 2-dog night. Shannon said, some say cats purr frequency is a healing frequency. Deb said, yes, I love to hear Alex say water bottle. Alex says, same, my little Roxy was like a radiator. Should get some of those little stairs for them. I have some next to my sofa. There you go. Dana said, Trump talks a great talk here, but I'm still waiting for him to jail Hillary. And J1's got the little explosion emojis. Deb said, the world is America. We all stood with Trump. Yes. George said, listening to our lucky purr helps me sleep. Shannon said, SW, it's a lot of farts. Lol, dog farts are the worst. So bad they immediately walk out of the room even before you start yelling at them. Dealey said, both my dogs have hip dysplasia and can't do those steps or inclines. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a shame. Deb said, I love having lots of animals. Dealey said, me too, Dana. Alex said, bottle of water. Deb, I have a wheat bag too, but I think it got a bit burnt. I was using it so much, lol. George said, I used to have an American flag, got it from Grosvenor House, Park Lane, London. SW said, I feed my dog food that doesn't make him rip one off, being a staffy and all. Yes, that was a problem until it took him to a nutritionalist. There you go. Paul said, mental health is at epidemic levels that are through the roof. I think so too. Alex said, I'm not sure yet, but I think so, as there are some videos Hev can't play on here. Eyes. We will do Rumble tomorrow, for sure. Dealey said, Dana, I know some say she's dead, but I still need proof and to stop seeing Hillary. Alex said, I'd love to come to Aussie land one day. It would be lovely, and while we'd love to have you here, Alex. Alex said, I would hire a car and do a road trip to visit you all. I said, Nancy Pelosi was executed at Gitmo, many body doubles and clonings floating around. Sal said, I think they're putting it plain and simple in stupid people's faces. Paul said, and we would welcome you with open arms. Just be prepared for us to not let you go. Is that you talking to me or Alex? Alex, if you came to Australia, we wouldn't let you go home again. And then we'd take you to America with us so we could all go over there. Live free. Dealey said, I've been hearing all this gizmo stuff a while now. Time to show the public. Yep. Zal said, that's an ugly thought about Julia Gillard, Shannon. I said, I work for King God Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and the evil in all channels do not like me. I destroy them. Zal said, Corrine JP was an actor. Yeah. Zal said, sounds like you're exactly like those you seek to exterminate. You're in for a rude awakening, eh? Alex said, yeah, I know they ended up closing all the nut houses. Yeah, they let them on the streets. J1 said he just makes you weak. Paul said 16 years old, he can't even speak properly. Sal said, Hev's calling bullshit. Alex had just got a notification from YouTube channel saying apparently Diddy is dying. Don't know if it's BS though. It's literally just come through, so I've not watched it. Deb Jones said, Albo makes me ill. Paul said, great news, Alex. Not necessarily if he's got the names. It depends on if he's already given the names or not. I said, Diddy will burn a lake of fire. What he has done to poor children, a monster. Sal said they're all fifth-generation inbreds and a few immigrant ring-ins. Dealey said apparently, allegedly, Diddy told his son to get rid of the pizza box's children from jail. Maybe they're going to do it in front of everyone so everyone sees that they didn't really like with Epstein. Maybe. This time everyone will see it. Alex said, hope it's not another Epstein no list revealed. J1 said, don't forget Australian involvement in 2020 US election. Plenty coming to be sure. Definitely. I said, has YouTube removed my message again? I can see all your messages, I think. Paul said, doesn't matter, we caught them all, Alex. Dealey said, I see your eyes. Sherry said, I personally think they switched Diddy out when the feds raided the jail a couple of weeks ago, Alex. George said the British Labor government got sent 100 of their Labor activists to help Kamala Harris. I heard about that. I said Biden was executed years ago. They're using body doubles. Zal said Jim Carrey did a wonderful job acting as Biden. J1 said smiling like he has chicken dinner waiting. Paul said Dr. Jill went to vote dressed in all red. I wonder who the Bidens voted for. Yeah, well, I reported. Apparently, someone is reporting that the Bidens voted for Trump. Dealey said, Sherry, I don't believe he's in jail. It was someone else I seen being arrested, not Diddy. I said the majority of elites have been taken out and body doubles clones are in place. No one suspects anything. Sherry said, who knows? Dealey will find out soon enough. I think many of them have been dealt with already, hence the masks. Alex said, I just watched some of that video. Apparently he's having a daily psych visits. He's probably just trying to get out of jail. Zal said, education is the issue. I said, like my Prime Minister, Keir Starmer is long gone. Believe me, the person playing Starmer's a body double with a mask on. Dealey said, abortion is not healthcare. No. Sal said, the media have brainwashed all the people I work with to think those things about Trump. Most Australians do. So it's not just like Norway or wherever they were saying in the beginning of this stream. Australians the same. Zal said, AOC needs to learn how to cook. Paul said, a life is a life. Sal said, AOC is an imbecile. Alex said, I hope not. He needs to pay for his crimes. He's a horrible bloke. Not only does he violently attacked hundreds of children, he apparently has murder count on par with Hillary. Sherry said, look at how much money she's worth. Just since she got put into Congress, should tell you all you need to know. It just jumped on me. Back to where I was. Sybil said, hey, Sybil, Dealey, that's correct. Abortion is not healthcare and should not be taxpayer funded. I agree with that. Alex said, and men, boys, no one was safe with him. J1 said Soros bought and paid for. Zal said AOC is also a major, major hypocrite. Zal said, coffee time. Alex said, not surprised. She has been crying. They're all crapping themselves as it's about to come out. Deb J said, stupid bartender. Dealey said, Sybil, it bugs me when they call it reproductive rights. Yeah, it's not. I said, those women on earth who have a healthy baby in the womb and they terminate, it's called murder in the eyes of God. It's an unforgivable sin to murder a healthy baby just because they want more relations. Paul said, just thinking about Oprah and Diddy having, yeah. Flat Earther said they'll be cast in hell in punishment. Sherry said the Fed is corrupt, Alex, but even so, they will not get away with anything. Their time is up. Sal said, well, Oprah and anyone. Yeah. Alex said, yeah, I'll call in again. Not so scary now. Paul said, is that comment directed my way, Alex? Alex said, ooh, grim, Paul. Sherry said, he's already called kissing Trump's ass, Hev. Yes. Zal said, where we're going, there will be no leaders in suits, no media, no competition, no God or finance, etc. I will agree, disagree, Zal. Kacheka said, public is not what you think it is. It's corporate government. We the people. You all need to read their own documents, words and their meanings. Federal government, a business. Deb J said, my one feral cat keeps sneezing for a couple of weeks now. Any ideas or solutions, guys? My cat was doing it. What did I do for him? I think I looked it up on the internet, I think. In the end, I think he just got it out of his nose himself. He was doing it for weeks as well, my cat. And one day he just fixed himself, I think. Paul said, my wedding day today. Oh, congratulations, Paul. Who are you getting married to? Alex said, yeah, I know they're all corrupt, but I believe the truth always prevails, and absolutely their time is well and truly up. It's why they're so desperate to control us all, Sherry. Conchega said, Deb J, try some bicarb soda in their water and apple cider vinegar. Sherry said, yes, Alex. Dealey said, congratulations, Paul. Deb said, thanks, Conchega. Paul said, thank you, Dealey. Deb J said, congratulations, Paul. Alex said, congratulations to you and your beautiful new wife. Yes. Shannon said, I'm back. Sorry, Day just called. My Auntie Joy just passed, 91 years young, not bad innings. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Shannon. It's always sad when someone passes, but yeah, that's a good long life. Conchega said, Biden equals fresh clone. Dealey said, Paul, and you're here with us? Paul said, thanks, Deb, Alex. Shannon said, no, I was just egging Timmy on the usual stick. Alex said, oh no, sorry to hear that. Sending love, God bless to you and your dad, Shannon. Paul said, 6 hours away, Dealey. Oh, wow. Dealey said, oh, okay, Paul, got it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Paul said, 15 degrees Celsius in Perth, overcast. Wow. Congratulations, Paul, and your new missus. Or to your fiancé, who's soon to be Mrs. Conchega said, my partner has 2 ectopic pregnancies, nearly died both times. Yeah, but they have something called a curate for that. It's not exactly an abortion. It's more cleaning all the stuff out. Dealey said, I remember you telling us about that, Kay Yowie. Alex said, you could try a humidifier. That may help clear the airways. I hope your kitty is okay. Sending love and prayers, Deb J. I said, Hev, I hope you're not on fire. I can see smoke. No, that was me smoking. Alex said, oh, wow, I'm glad she's okay, Conchega. Alex said, Shannon always has a way with words. Lol, such a charmer. Conchega said, Alex, yeah, all good now. The last one was 25 years ago. Flat Earther said, Alex, have you seen the videos of Marty Blackboard or Live Free? Alex said, that's good to hear. Still scary though, Conchega. Alex said, no, I haven't, eyes. What subject do they cover? Oh, shit, jumped again. Where was I up to? Alex said, yeehaw, yeehaw, the worldwide road trip, then we can all sit around a massive campfire at Timmy's. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Dealey said, count me in, Alex. Alex said, whoop, whoop. I said, Alex, auditing Marty, but Live Free was removed. Dealey said, Alex, I have a huge brush pile ready to burn. We'll go to Dealey's house. How's that? Alex said, I heard that Jill dressed as a panda for Halloween, sickos. Alex said, oh, cool eyes. Paul said, panda eyes are sick. Alex said, can we all have hot marshmallows? Definitely. Paul said, Nasara Jasara incoming? Dealey said, yes, Alex, for sure. Paul said, Vicky, is that your missus' name? Oh, good luck to you and Vicky this afternoon, Paul. Congratulations and best wishes. Sybil said, hi, Hev, kind of glitchy tonight. Looking forward to watching you on Rumble, dear. I won't be on Rumble tonight, but tomorrow I will, with a call-in. George said, congrats, Paul. Alex said, they don't hide their evil. Remember Ellen DeGenerate and her creepy art and hoodie with a frazzled face on, Paul? I said, Alex, search Marty Blackborg. He's a good guy from Leeds, mate. Deb said, congratulations, Paul. Deb said, condolences, Shannon. Alex said, just looked him up now. We'll check it out later, eyes. And Deb said, I'm in and out. I'm having drama from my kids back now. Oh. Well, with that, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go because I've been 2.5 hours. And tomorrow I'll do quickly on YouTube and then we'll move on to Rumble where you guys can call in. And I hope that Timmy can call in. I don't know if he's still here. Maria said, hi, Hev. Congratulations to all on President Trump's side. Oh. Oh, God love you, Deb. You didn't have to do that. God love you guys. I'll just read the last of them. How I have congratulations to all on President Trump's side. I agree, Maria. Shadow said, welcome to the Richardson Circus. Dealey said, thanks for the news, Hev. I said, Hev, your hair is beautiful. Thank you. It's a mess at the moment. It's a real bloody mess. But anyway. Dolores said, much love to all. And Deb said, thanks, Alex. And with that, I'm going to go. And I'll see you tomorrow here and on Rumble. Okay, we'll do a Rumble. But I'm going to upload these 2 videos, today's and yesterday's, onto Rumble now. Okay, guys, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye.